Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a chill day. In this video, I'm going to talk about why moving forward, NFT projects or NFTs that have utility, if you're early enough, have potential to give you a good return. Most of these PFP projects or profile pick projects, they're definitely on their way down. I think for the most part, there's a handful of PFP projects like Solana Monkey Business, Thugbirds, Degenerate Apes that have done a pretty good job of seeding a very active and an engaged community. And at this point, they've already established themselves as a blue chip, so new people coming into the ecosystem that can afford it will end up buying those NFTs. So we're not going to focus on PFP projects for that reason. In this video, I'm going to cover a few NFT projects that I'm currently holding because I think there's a potential to get a pretty good return on them in the coming months. Now, before I dive into the video, I want to do something that I typically don't do. One of my friends who launched an NFT project on Solana needed a little bit of help with marketing. His project is called Paradox Realm. The mint is actually currently live at 0.77 Sol. It's an interesting project that starts out as a game and actually has real world utility and benefits like event hosting, live performances, art exhibits, geocaching opportunities. I'll include a link to their mint site in the description below. If you're interested in learning more about his project, make sure you read the docs linked on the website. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this video. Like I was saying in the intro, most of the PFP projects are dead. I highly doubt that you see one that's successful moving forward. For the most part, the winners and blue chips have already been established. But that doesn't mean that some of the PFP projects can't make a comeback. If they have a decent sized community and they keep iterating, finding ways to bring more value and utility to their respective NFTs, you could potentially see significant rises in their floor prices. Now, this collection, if you guys didn't know, did extremely well. Their mint cost was roughly around 1 Sol. They did a stealth launch, but they basically copied and mirrored Cyberkong's model on Solana. Now, the last time I checked, they were roughly making $120 a day through the Boku airdrops. And if you look at their model, it's very similar to Cyberkong. So unlike other PFP projects, users can actually make regular income by holding these NFTs. And I think what really drove the price up was the fact that people were drawing parallels to Cyberkong's. And so for those who missed Cyberkong, this was like their second chance. The current floor price is 180 Sol, but just a couple days ago, it was over 200. And as a result, you're seeing other projects like Shrooms and Turtles following in their footsteps by releasing their own tokens. But I think they're going to need a little bit more innovation if they're going to do well long term. I mean, just take Cyberkongs, for example. At one point, these were going for about 80 ETH, and now you can see the floor has crashed to about 4 ETH. But I think you guys understand the point that I'm trying to get across, and that's these NFT projects need to innovate, do something a little bit different. They just can't be another PFP if they want to do well in the current market conditions. So this brings me to the first project that I wanted to cover. Now, this project I was fortunate enough to mint, and I was actually even able to tip off my private group who also minted a bunch of these. What attracted me to this project was the fact that they already had a working product and they were serving some of the largest players and largest NFT collections in the Solana ecosystem. And the product that they're building is a very important infrastructure component for the Solana blockchain. Part of the reason why the network experienced a lot of congestion during very popular mints was because there's not enough servers routing orders to the various validators out there. So many projects have to rely on centralized servers that are run by these large cloud companies. So this project is basically raising money through an NFT sale. This way they can buy hardware to run their own servers that route orders to the various validators. And since they're raising money through an NFT sale versus VC, anybody who mints one of these NFTs is going to end up getting 10,000 tokens per NFT that they own, and they're going to get it at the seed price. And I think that's pretty huge given that most of the time these seed sales are only accessible to high net worth individuals who are accredited investors that have certain connections. Through this NFT sale or purchase, if you end up buying it on the secondary market, pretty much anybody will be able to get the token at the seed round price. And since the team didn't do any marketing, many people learned about this after the mint. And so despite the mint price being 2.5 Sol, just a couple weeks after the mint, it went over 10x. I personally ended up selling half of the NFTs I owned because I wanted to de-risk and at that time Sol looked like it was about to skyrocket, but I still think there's potential for individuals to profit, not so much from the floor price going up, but from the seed tokens that they're going to receive for holding their NFTs. Next up, we have Fab Punks. And these were sold by Fabric, which is a synthetic issuance protocol on the Solana network. If you're interested in learning more, I've done a full video review that you can watch by clicking the link in the description below. Now, this isn't just your normal NFT. Fabric is creating a synthetic DEX, and the fees generated from that DEX, at least a portion of them, will go to Punk holder. They charge 6% royalties, so if you're holding the NFT, you're going to end up getting half of that every week. This is purely speculation on my end, but based on the conversations I've been reading out of Discord, I think we could see additional utility for the NFT, for example, being able to collateralize it. None of this has been confirmed, but I'm confident that the core team knows that the community is talking about it. You can currently buy the Fab Punk NFTs here on Magic Eden or Solana Art. They minted for 1.5 Sol and the current floor price is 0.85. And I think these have a pretty good potential to run in Q1, provided the team stays on schedule and launches the DEX in Q1. So it is a risky play because if they don't end up launching in Q1, it gets delayed for whatever reason. I suspect many people end up dumping their Fab Punks. But on the other hand, if you're optimistic about them meeting their deadlines and you wanted to make a leverage bet on Fabric, these Fab Punks are the way to go. Next up, we have GeoGang. This project already has a product in development. Their cross-chain Binance Smart Chain Solana automated market maker is scheduled to launch in Q1. And what I couldn't figure out is why they're having an NFT sale, because if they already have a team and a product, what's the money going to be used for? Is it going to be used to bootstrap liquidity onto the automated market makers? Do they want to have more money for marketing and expanding the team? That isn't clear, and that's part of the reason why I decided not to ape too hard into the project. But given that I'm a Monkey DAO member, I was able to get whitelisted, and I'm even invited into this exclusive channel for alpha. Now, what made this NFT project very appealing to me was the fact that the NFT takes center stage. So to begin with, they charge 5% royalty share, 20% is going to whitelist minters, 30% to all holders, and 50% to a community fund for growth and admin. And by holding the NFT, you're also going to generate passive income from profits made from their expanding ecosystem, the Nexus bridge, which is basically a bridge from BSC to Solana and Solana to BSC. Also, by holding at least 3 NFTs, you're going to be eligible for the high yield GeoBot holder pool, 15% extra staking pool rewards, 10% extra farm rewards, reduced trading fees. This seems a little bit excessive, but here they mention early access to 100x tokens. So NFT holders will have access to the launchpad and get high allocations, low buy-ins, access to new tokens before launch, and support early projects. Also, you'll get access to the DAO and be able to cast votes. And lastly, you'll be eligible for airdrops. And their governance token is actually currently being airdropped to everybody who minted a NFT. And because at that time they're having a little bit of trouble selling out, they offered 3x more GXG tokens for people who minted. So 100,000 would be airdropped on 11/30, and the remaining 200,000 would be airdropped 1 week later, provided that people were still holding their minted NFTs. Now, despite offering all of this utility and doing all of this marketing, they weren't able to sell out. They only sold 3,344 NFTs. And ended up burning the rest of the collection. And this isn't entirely their fault. I mean, at that time, the market conditions weren't very ideal. A lot of the interest in NFTs had dried out. And if they end up successfully launching their DEX in January and I see some serious traction and usage, the fact that they burned the remaining 7,000 NFTs that didn't sell could end up being very bullish for the floor price. And based on their modeling, if they generate a decent amount of volume, there's a potential that every 3 GeoBots staked will end up earning people $120 per day. You couple that with all these other additional benefits and utility, there's a chance we could see a big move up in the floor price post-DEX launch. Now, the current floor price is 0.77, which is half of the mint cost, and typically that's not a very good sign. Now, this is somewhat acceptable given that their core product that these NFTs are centered around isn't going to launch until January. Now, the last project I'm going to cover is Basis Markets. They had their mint price at 8 Sol, and their selling point is good returns using a delta neutral strategy. And the reason that they're doing this NFT sale and they're doing an IDO is because they they want to raise money for a product that they're building. They claim through their proprietary model of hedging, they're able to produce triple-digit returns that are virtually risk-free. And like the previous collections I went over, if you own the NFT, you get the following utility features. You get lifetime access to the trading engine, passive income, rental opportunity, which means you can earn passive income on your NFT, and you get to be part of their community. And despite charging 8 SOL per mint, they were able to sell out their 5,000 NFTs, and currently the floor sits at 148 SOL. So as you can see, the NFT projects that tend to be doing well in the current market conditions are the ones that are offering additional utility. As you can see here, the images aren't very appealing, but nonetheless, the floor sits at 148 SOL. When you're looking for NFTs in the current market condition, you should be really looking for 2 things. Number 1, does the team have a proven track record? Do they have a current product that's being used by the marketplace? And number 2, are you provided substantial benefits for holding the NFT? And for those of you guys who've watched the video until this point, I wanted to give you guys a special bonus. I'm currently in the process of launching my own NFT project. I'll include a link in the description below, but I highly recommend that you guys check it out. And given how important utility is for NFTs, I wanted to make sure that the Samurai Monkey collection had ample utility that gave people compelling reasons to hold. For example, half of the royalties are going to go to people that own the NFTs, and the longer you hold the NFT, the more royalty you're going to be eligible to receive. And for those people that have a very strong conviction in the project, I want to make sure that they got even more value out of the NFTs that they hold. And as the Samurai Monkey community coalesces and grows over time, we'll definitely be looking to add even more utility to these NFTs. So if you're interested in DeFi, GameFi, metaverses, I strongly recommend that you come to my website and check out the Samurai Monkeys for yourself. Give the docs a read, and I encourage you guys to reach out to me if you have any questions. Express your inquiries in the comment sections below. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is CryptoOneStop signing out. I'll talk to you folks next time. Bye.